Many consider this young genius the Prince of Amapiano. Joining us now on the couch is the incredible artist Uchiko. But first, let's take a look at the song that made him a continental household name, Ngao Tempela. Hey, take me back. No, listen, that song was a jam.
Generational hit, that's what we call it.
A generational hit, say less. I mean, that is what it's all about, making good music and making the people feel good.
Of course.
That song was a viral sensation.
Tell me about it.
I cannot believe you were 21 years of age.
I mean, neither can I. I mean, at the time when it happened also, you know, like it felt like, you know, things are falling into place, you know what I mean? Whilst we're still trying to figure everything out. What were you doing at 21?
That's a good question. I was fighting for my life at 21.
I think everyone is fighting for their lives at 21.
But there were people like you who had the vision before you even stepped into the booth. So before we get into the success that you are now, take me back to baby Chico, your come up.
Oh man, the come up. I think that's one of the most priceless, you know, moments of my entire being, you know, because those are the moments that add up to what's going on right now, you know. So I remember someone actually once pulled out a clip of me at SA's Got Talent, and it's like I was doing like this interview. They were asking me like, how do I feel if I'm nervous or not. So, you know, when I think about all of those things that are part of my journey, you know, I used to work at a club at some point, you know, cleaning tables and stuff, you know.
Wow.
It's just been an exciting journey just to see what has come out of it, you know, today.
You went from cleaning the tables at the club to having a smash viral hit single, Ngao Tempela. How has that changed your life?
That has changed my life in such a great magnitude, actually, you know. Just, you know, transitioning from a position where, you know, this is a hobby. You know, we're having fun, yes, you know, we're trying to make the most of what's going on, but for it to transition into, you know, an income stream now is something that we have to respect now and honor because, you know, now we putting food on the table. Also just the relationships at home, you know, like when you have to convince your family that, yo, this is what I want to do. It's
not to make sure.
But yeah, I mean, also like not just my life, but also the people around me, you know, it played a huge impact also because I can speak for my team, for instance, you know, because, I mean, like I said, when I was cleaning at that time, those are the people I was working with. So for all of us to grow from that environment into a global scale where we are now consistently traveling and meeting all these new people, like I can imagine, like think of how, for example, the bridge, you know, that it created for example, myself with a lot of artists that I wanted to work with at that time, you know. Because now it felt more like I had a lot more to put to the table. I had a lot to offer, you know. It felt, you know what I mean? So it truly was like an enormous change, you know, I'll be honest.
It's a beautiful pat on the back when people see your work and they're able to celebrate along with you.
Of course.
You've spoken about traveling, and you know, one thing about traveling, it will change your mind frame, it will change your perspective and your gaze on so many things in life.
Yeah.
Has traveling changed the music? Has it influenced the music at all?
To some extent, yes. You know, it's one thing to make music. You know, for example, like this Ngao Tempela record. My intention was to, you know, make a record that can cater for South Africa, yabo. And that's why it's when you break down the song, the lyrics, there's English lyrics, there's Zulu, there's Tswana, Pitori, you know how it's structured. But when you travel, you learn that, you know, as much as this, you know, music is a universal language, you still need to connect with people, you know, people still need to hear what you're saying. So, I mean, I did eventually shift a bit into, you know, making music with, like, you know, English as, you know, the base language, because that's the language we speak universally. But also just, you know, like the style, you know, because I mean a lot of people are still receiving Amapiano outside, you know. It's still something that we still you're slowly introducing into the market. Traveling does really play a huge role on also how you approach on things, you know, like learning all different languages and cultures, you know, what people are doing on other sides of the world,
what people are eating.
It plays a huge role.
Yeah.
I'll be honest though, the food we have here is the best.
10 out of 10.
You'll take it for granted until you start traveling.
I have to agree with you. There's no place like home, and that's what it's
course,
all about.
yeah.
And as we are speaking about music, influences, we kind of call you affectionately as the Prince of Amapiano.
I appreciate that so much.
And Amapiano is breaking boundaries. It is crossing the borders. I mean, I see TikToks about fam in Germany, you know, hitting the dance moves and making sure that they are up to date. So do you ever think that your music will ever change, and how do you see it evolving?
You know, that's a very interesting question for especially the genre itself. Amapiano is a forever evolving genre. You know, the music we're making now, you know, is not the music that we were making 3 years ago, you know. So, of course, I mean, change is inevitable. More so on our end, it's pretty much intentional because, I mean, we are also trying to keep up with the next sound, you know. We're also trying to redirect where we want it to go also, you know, because, I mean, what better position to be than in control of, you know, what's going on around you. So, yeah, we also tapped into fusing, so there's this new sound we've been working on, it's just like fusing hip-hop with boom and Amapiano. So the lock drum is actually very essential. So for those who don't know what the lock drum is, let's go is the hard part of the...
I was going to say, he lost drum,
lock drum.
He lost drum.
It's the gong gong.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best way to describe it, but we've been trying to, you know, inject it into some slow productions. So we did like a slow jam song. I did a record with my brothers, Venom and Shishiliza, Yams, Nomfundo Mo, Baby San, Flight They Saying. So it's like a very slow version of Amapiano, you know. So it's pretty interesting to see also what we come up with, because I mean the whole point of it is for us to figure it out as we work. So yeah, to answer your question, I mean, it will change, like, over time, I think. I'm just very excited to see what the music is gonna sound like 5 years from now.
Just hearing you speak about the music and the industry and the place that you find yourself in now, I find myself learning so much from you. You know, the intricacies of those collaborations, being able to reach out to other artists that are in the same space as you. How are you finding that and navigating that? I mean, you've got so many incredible projects that you've already been involved with. So where to from here?
The beauty of being in this space is that, you know, it's mostly based on just connections, you know. So the genuine relationships you share with people is what comes to manifest into these beautiful records that we have. Fortunately enough, I've never been in a position where I've ever had to pay someone to work with them. And I've worked with quite a lot of, you know, prominent figures, you know, for the likes of Kelvin Momo, Focalistic, Bobby Cooper, DJ Maporisa. You know, it's a long list, you know. Be that as it may, you know, the whole goal, like I said, is to evolve. And, you know, ultimately, you know, us putting in the work, the whole point of it is for the growth, because though, I mean, essentially what we want is to cross over.
Today on Afternoon Express, we're speaking about self-care, your external glow to your internal glow. I mean, when it comes to men's health, skincare routine, I mean, you're a fine boy.
Thank you so
Don't get it twisted.
Thank you so much.
How do you keep up with it? Is there a skincare routine? How do you take care of self?
Yeah, of course. You know, I'd like to always think that, you know, when you're well-groomed and well-tidy, you know, those are the type of impressions that last long on people, you know. So, of course, I put in my time into, you know, a skincare routine. You know, there's the serums, there's the cleansers, you know, washing my face.
Is there a mask? Is there a face mask?
Of course, come on. I have to mask my face at least like 3 times a week. You know, when you clean up good, you feel good. And when you feel good, I mean, it plays a huge role also into just like internally how you go about your day. So I think I really pride myself off of like just being clean. I think I really pride myself of just coming with a clean fit, you know, making sure I stand out, you know. It plays a huge role also in just like, you know, how my day goes and how I connect with people. You know, I don't think, like if my outfit is not the one, it's very difficult for me to come out, you know what I mean? But yeah, as far as like, you know, the routines and whatnot, I think, yeah, also just keeping healthy, you know, we do exercise, you know, gym. I think that's very essential also because, you know, healthy body, you know, as I say, I wanted to say the saying, it missed me. Healthy body, healthy mind, healthy something.
Healthy body, healthy mind. And also another one that comes to mind that you're touching base with is when you look good, you feel good.
Yeah,
and when you feel good, you do good. Thank you so much for joining us, Chico.
I appreciate you for having me.
You are just such a warm energy. You are such a bright and shining light. And for someone so young, I really do appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
We can only look forward to all of the exciting things to come from this very talented young artist who's already made a name for himself up there with the greats. Mzansi, hang on tight because later on we're going to have a very exciting performance from Uchiko.